Hey everyone, welcome to I Truly Love It. My name is Susan, and today I'm working on Junk Journal January 2025, day 25. The prompt is modern. All right, raise your hand if you looked at that prompt and said, "What am I going to do?" I have no idea because that was me. I toyed around with looking for images of some modern, say, appliances or things from magazines. So you could totally do that. That's a thought. Um, I was talking to my husband about it, and he said, shiny stuff. So you could get, we talked about, throwing some foil or aluminum flashing tape through the um, die cut machine, or, and either cutting out shapes or using embossing folders. And I thought, well, let me do some research. Since a lot of this is art related, I thought, well, let's look up modern art. So I did a little research for you. This is from studiobinder.com, and I'll share that link below. Characteristics of modern art. I wrote down a few things. Use of vibrant colors and bold brushstrokes, abstract expressive forms and shapes, exploration of new concepts such as movement, time, and space. And then there's a lot of styles of modern art. There's Impressionism, so like Monet, Cubism, like Picasso, Fauvism, like Matisse, Surrealism, like Salvador Dali, Frida Kahlo, Abstract Expressionism, Jackson Pollock, and pop art like Andy Warhol. So, doing that little bit of research, I thought, oh, well, I can throw paint around like Jackson Pollock. So, um, trying to keep as best I can things that are the color of this journal that kind of fit, because I need it, what I'm doing today, to cover an envelope. And it may be this nice big one back here in the back. I'm going to put this to the side. I've got some paper here. I don't even know what this is. It's like, I don't know, it's like lighter than cardstock, but heavier than copy paper. So no idea what it is. I just, when I bought it, it was just wrapped like in cellophane tape. And then I have all my distress oxides. These are the ones that haven't found a home just yet. I need to get another container. And then I have all these in here. I also got my purples and my blues in here. And I have oxide sprays. And I guess it's the same thing. That's just a smaller bottle. These are the larger bottles. So going to have some fun. I pulled out several sheets, play around and see what I can come up with. And we'll find one that we like and we'll use it in our journal. So I hope this has helped you with what should I do today. So I'm going to start with this. And I do have a quote. And then am I going to add anything to it when I put it in? Images? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see when we get there. All right, guys. So sit back, relax, enjoy some tunes, and let's get cracking. All right, you guys. Between the two, I preferred the second one. I switched up paper because, like I said, I don't know what kind of paper this is. Um, obviously when it got wet, it really got kind of curly hair, wrinkly. But I actually like the backside better because that green pops out more. Like on this side, you're like, where's the green? I mean, on the edges, but here it's in the middle. But when it wasn't dripping at first, I should have stopped and like figured out how to make it drip. Like, I guess I was waiting too long. I knew it was going to need water, but I was waiting too long to apply it, and it was really drying to paper. So that's something to think about too. Is if you're going to use distress oxides, even if you use the ink pads and like smear it on like a piece of glass or plastic, um, it'll come off of that because that's a non-porous surface. Paper, very porous. So I had a few sheets left from a mixed media like spiral pad, and I was like, "Whoa, let me try that instead." And I put the water first, as you saw, then sprayed the ink. So that actually helped it start, dripping down because I was looking for that kind of Jackson Pollock. His is more splattered, I guess. So Susan's a little more drippy. But I like the effect. I like how it turned out, and you can't really see on the back except that edge right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my envelope, cut this, glue that on there, and put my quote. So I'm going to go do that and come back and we'll share the final product. All right, you guys, there it is. And I can still, put something in there, still a pocket. The quote is, "The modern artist is working with space and time and expressing his feelings rather than illustrating." It's Jackson Pollock. So I love how it turned out, though. I wrote on it with, I had got one of these sets, the Bic permanent markers from Sam's quite a few years ago. It's a whole array of colors, and I did test it out on, these are the only two pieces that ended up being cut off. This was off the top, this was off the side. But I did test it on that little piece of paper to see if the marker worked all right. So there you go. I love how it turned out. So if you needed an idea for modern, I hope I've inspired you to get out there and get creative. This spraying thing today, I could have kept going. I stopped it too because I need to get my video up. So I may do some more of that. It was really fun. Another tip. I've shared this previously, but this is just a plastic top to a foil like cake pan that you get, like, Walmart, wherever they sell, foil pans for cooking, for baking. And it's plastic, and we weren't using it. We used the pan, but not the lid. So I thought I'll repurpose it, and I can still spray and release the ink that's dried. And this is my current ink, and then you can, you can trap it in a space. I need to get one that doesn't have a little shape in it, even though that's kind of fun. But you can just lay papers in there and show you. Collect all that goodness. So that's some little pieces of paper. Um, and you can even just spray in there, and especially if you don't have, I don't have a glass mat. I do have this mixed media mat here, so that's nice to have. But this kind of contains it, and when it dries, you can reactivate it later with some water for your next project. You can always wash it out if you want, but I haven't washed mine, so it's kind of gross, but it's fun also. All right, so just that little tip for you. So once again, I used mixed media paper. I sprayed it with water first, then sprayed the Distress Oxide sprays. That helped it come down. You could totally use paint. You could use watercolors. You could use acrylic paints, and Jackson Pollock was more of like a splatter, like a paint splatter. I kind of cleaned up, and I don't have a paint box right now. I didn't want to splatter everything today. But you can certainly do that if you have the space and items. So there you go. Anyways, I like how it turned out. I appreciate you and your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.